had some technical puzzles to work through. Although the I-400 was wider than any other submarine of its day, the airplane hangar was only 11 feet in diameter.
Here is...
The Seiran went even further. It had a tail fin that folded down to reduce height.
When we do all of that...
But there was still one major problem the Japanese designers had to solve. Before the Seirans could be launched, their engines had to be warmed up, a process that took up to 20 minutes. Starting the engines in the hangar with the vessel submerged would have exposed the crew to deadly carbon monoxide fumes. But warming the engines on the surface meant exposing the sub to radar and air attacks. Once again, the engineers needed an innovative solution. McBurney's warming method was the same one Japanese engineers turned to for the Seirans. It's actually borrowed from a German design. With the engine oil pre-warmed, the plane could be rolled out of the hangar onto the launch ramp. The engine started. The wings, tail, and horizontal stabilizers unfolded and locked into position. The floats attached, and the Seiran launched into the air.
We would train very hard, trying to shorten the time it takes for the launch, even by a second. The goal is to launch all 3 planes as fast as we can.
To get the Seirans back on board, the engineers designed a hydraulic crane to pluck the airplanes from the sea and hoist them onto the deck. With all the design problems solved, it looked as if the Japanese would be the first to get their superweapon into the war. But then in April of 1943, the I-400 program and the Japanese Navy suffered a devastating loss. In December of 1944, the first I-400 was finally commissioned. A few months later, a second sub, the I-401, was ready to sail. The super sub carried 3 dive-bombing Seirans in a 65-foot-long hangar. An 85-foot ramp and steam-powered catapult launched the planes into action, even in rolling seas. The I-400 wasn't just the longest sub in the ocean at 400 feet. It was also the most heavily armed. On the aft deck sat a giant 140-millimeter gun, one of the largest ever mounted on a submarine. 4 anti-aircraft guns defended against aerial attacks.